Poirot has been, in Japan, Poirot has been the #1 programme for over 20 years. Vera just knocked it off the slot.
There you go. You need
Yeah.
to take this tour to Japan next. What do you think it is about the show that makes it have such a loyal fan base?
I think the writing is so good, and it's a programme all the family can watch, kids as well. We have lots of young admirers, really young as well. And it concentrates on the crime, doesn't get too involved with the personalities of the team. And Vera seems like an ordinary woman. She's not dressed up, she's not wearing high heels, she's not dependent on love interest. And I think that's quite refreshing.
It definitely is, because she's fiercely intelligent. She's
Yeah.
very funny. As you say, she's not bothered what she looks like, or
Well, she thinks she looks all right. I mean, all the things she wears are nice garments. She just doesn't look in the mirror when she's choosing that to go with that, or
but she's
whatever.
become a fashion icon.
Well, a friend of mine was touring in Italy, theatre touring, and honest to God, there was a window display, and for all the world, they thought it was Vera standing in the window. It was her Mac and the same hat on a mannequin in the window. And this was in a high-end fashion store. So there you go, Vera trend.
Not
Are
only
you wearing Vera?
Is there not a stall somewhere in the northeast that sells Vera hats somewhere?
Yeah, there is on the quayside. Yeah,
Wow.
they're very similar hats.
So not only is she a fashion icon, but she really is a role model, I would say, to women all over.
Well, she does, without saying it, it says that she's not dependent on a man to be successful. She's not dependent on following any kind of fashion trend to be successful. She's not dependent on a partner of any kind. She's not lonely. She is a loner, and she's fair, she's even-minded. She's grumpy sometimes when she feels like it. I think we should all be allowed to be grumpy if we want to be.
Absolutely.
So long as it's in equal measure with something a bit more cheerful.
You wouldn't want to cross her though, would you?
No, I wouldn't. I'd like to meet her. I'd like to have a night out with her.
Oh, it should be a great laugh, I think.
She's got to have friends who live in that Wimberley place opposite her house, who goes and has a whiskey with them, because they ask nothing of her. And that's where she's happiest, when she hasn't got to explain herself.
Happiest with a whiskey and not explaining herself. That sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah.
When you first saw her character written down on the page all those years ago, did you think, this is a role I really want to play?
No, I was shocked. I was a little bit upset. I thought, what? Because she's described as this very shambolic woman, looks like a bag lady. I thought, what have they thought of me?
Where you're looking nothing but glamorous right now. And she rocks that hat, as we've discussed.
Yeah,
but here
and
we
it's
are.
practical. It's where she lives. The hat is necessary. Also, in the book, she's got a skin condition that we don't incorporate in the TV version, but it is a nod to that it keeps the sun off her face.
Interesting. Is that why she wears a scarf too?
Yeah. There's just a little nod in that direction.
That's clever, very clever.
Yeah.
But here we are. You weren't so sure at the beginning. 14 series later, 56 episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, you've grown to love her, haven't you?
Oh, it was only 10 minutes later, after I was affronted, that I loved this character. And our whole team, not least John Morrison, who's been with it since episode 2, series 1.
Wow.
So he's been in every episode bar the pilot.
So you and John must almost be like family now.
We get on like a house on fire. He's great fun. He'll often burst into song. He's a meatloaf enthusiast.
Who knew?
Yeah, who knew? He's got a great voice, but he's so good in the role. I've mentioned this a number of times. One of my brother's friends are in CID. I have no idea why, but they just happen to be in CID, and they all think he's the most authentic cop on the telly. Yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah, he
But he's
just
got
gets his head down and gets on with the work. He's not looking for gratification or anything. He just gets on with it. Like Vera gets on with it.
That's probably why they get on.
Yeah,
then.
yeah. Although she does rib him and make fun of him, but they kind of thrive on it.
But off camera, is there a bit of a Scottish sense of humour there?
Oh, he's great. Kenny is just great. He's the real thing. He's great. Mm.
And you've grown together with so many of the characters that you've been working with. It must be like a family now after all this time.
Very, very much like a family. Really, when David Leon, who played Joe Ashworth, he was in the first 4 series, and then when he left, I was heartbroken. I thought, how can I go on without David? And then Kenny Doughty turns up, who Vera's not too keen on to start with, and because she thinks he's too show-offy, but too smug, and then there's a great relationship there through 8 episodes series.
And then Joe came back.
And then when Kenny left, I thought, I can't have another change of the... Would you ever ask if David would come back? David only left because he was pursuing a writing and director career. And as soon as he left, he only wrote and directed a film that won the Tribeca Film Festival.
As you do.
As you do. And then he came back and directed an episode. Which was really good. Oh. But I did check with Kenny first. I said, how would you feel if David came back to direct an episode? He said, that'd be great. So Kenny was all for it as well.
It just shows the love of Vera. Yeah. Everybody wants to be a part of it, don't they?
It's really enjoyable.
Because you're such a highly acclaimed film and stage actress, but is it right in saying that when you were given this part of Vera, you were thinking about giving it all up?
Well, yeah, it was. I mean, right now I'm 78, so I was already 64 when I was offered the part. You know, I was thinking it was going to give me up, not the other way around.
Oh, no.
Although I was still pretty busy doing theatre as well, so it was quite surprising when I was offered this. I thought, oh, well, I never dreamed it would go on for 14 years.
I bet you're glad you didn't say no now.
Oh, I'm so glad, yeah.
Did you ever think it would have the success that it's had?
Well, when you start a job, you always hope people are going to embrace it, you know, but there's no guarantee of it. And, I'm so grateful. And to the North East.
The North East have welcomed you with open arms, haven't they?
Yeah, really have. Yeah.
And you've nailed the accent.
We went into just by Coldstream. We filmed one episode.
Oh, it's lovely there.
At Berwick, up that way. Yeah.
And I guess
beautiful.
It's your home away from home because the filming must take a long time.
It's 6 months of the year. It is a long time. That's just the actual process of filming it. You know, there's lots of things to be either side of that not just for me, but for like the production team. They're working on it for months before that and months after. There's something called ADR where you sometimes have to revoice certain bits, because if this was a scene now, there might be a plane going over while the camera's looking at you, but not when it's looking at me. So either they've got to take that airplane off or put an airplane on.
Oh,
so
wow.
Sometimes you have to revoice little bits.
See, us as an audience don't realise the
don't
work
know
that goes into it. Have you seen these final episodes yet?
Not in their polished form, not with gift-wrapped ones, no.
Wow.
No.
How do you feel about watching yourself back? Do you like doing it?
Oh, I do. I enjoy watching them. Yeah, I enjoy to watch it. Or I always see something different. Somebody asked me once, they said, how do you feel when you see yourself looking so awful on screen? It was after watching Secrets and Lies. I said, well, I don't see me looking awful. I see that I see her.
Yeah.
And they said, but they changed your makeup at the end of it, didn't they? So you look better. I said, they didn't. No, there's very little makeup, and it's just the same. She's smiling at the end of it. And that's all you need to make yourself look a bit better.
Wow.
Just have a nice thought, smile. No makeup change at all.
Is it hard when you've become such a well-established character to go between Vera and Brenda?
Never even thought of that. My husband says when I come home, my body comes home a month before my head. He says I'm still in Vera, I'm still in that world working things out. And
You must
so
come home exhausted though.
Yeah, and it's also when I'm about to go up there as well, because I've already been working on it for a month. So I'm in Vera mode. No, it's easy being me. I laugh a lot. If there's one thing my parents left us, it's a sense of humour.
Yes.
And I can see it in most things.
Because you're not from an acting family, are you?
No. One of my brothers is rather good. He used to, I don't think he does it anymore, but he used to be the pantomime dame at the local Amdrams in Derby. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there's a natural talent in there.
Yeah, I was asked to go see it. I thought, oh God, it's going to be awful. I'm going to have to grin and pretend I'm enjoying it. But he was marvellous. My nose was out of joint a little bit. He was so good.
But your family must be so proud of you.
Yeah. But we're proud of each other. Not just because I'm on the telly, but, you know, I'm proud of the jobs they do. Yeah.
Does it feel like the right time to be hanging up your hat and saying goodbye?
Well, I'm not giving up. I'm still, in fact, I've made a film since I finished Vera.
No rest for the wicked.
I don't know when that'll come out. I think it's called Dragonfly, and it's with the wonderful Andrea Riseborough. I keep wanting to say Risborough, but I was pronouncing it wrong, Riseborough. Yeah, it's a bit of a two-hander, so I don't know when that will be on. But I'm not giving up, no, I do bits and pieces, but I'm going to take a little bit of time off right now.
Yes, and when you get to spend Christmas at home with your family.
Yeah, and I suppose we'll congregate a little bit to watch Vera.
That'll be nice.
Yeah.
What do you like to do at Christmas time?
Not a lot.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I've got a dog, so we make a fuss of him and go out, and I live in Ramsgate, and it's right by the beach, and for some reason a lot of people congregate on the beach at Christmas time, and some people even go in swimming.
I was going to say, will that be
day.
A wild swim on Christmas Day?
Well, no. But I
in a word, no.
No, but I hesitated because I keep saying to myself, maybe I will next time. The thing is, nobody's going to put them on the internet striding down the beach in a onesie or whatever it is. But if I do it, it's going to be all over the internet.
Well, why not?
I'll have to get one of those skin tight, so I look like a tadpole, you know.
So what can we expect from these final episodes of Vera?
Well, more of the same quality of Vera, I hope. A couple of good crimes to solve. There's a little bit of tension between Vera and her sidekick, Joe Ashworth, which is a bit of a departure from when we knew him before. That escalates a bit. And have you seen the first episode? Yeah, so you've seen that her superior, the superintendent, has it in her mind to promote Vera. And Vera has to decide if that's what she wants to do.
And is the door going to be left open for a possible return?
I'm not at liberty to say.
Because
no,
nobody...
I know what I should say. No comment.
Yes, very professional. Nobody solves a crime quite like Vera, though, do they?
Oh, no. Can you imagine if you had someone like her in the police force? Can you imagine it?
Oh, we're all going to miss her so much, but we're looking forward to seeing what you do next. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.